Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the podcast. So today we are talking about MuleSoft training, and this is our second podcast. So if you have seen our first podcast, that's mainly about profitability and how do we achieve profitability for enterprises using MuleSoft as a platform. Today we will focus more on training and enablement for our customers who we are working with and what we do. And how we stand out from other SIs in terms of enablement of our customers. And today we have our head of training of NJC Labs, Mr. Sandeep Kashan is here with us. So hello Sandeep, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Vijay.
Hi, so everyone knows us. You are quite popular in the MuleSoft training ecosystem. You have been training MuleSoft ecosystem for like 6-7 years now, or how long?
Almost 6-7 years. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So first of all, we'll start with your experience as a MuleSoft trainer, right, and then we'll focus on other topics and how do we work with our customers, etc. So could you tell a bit about?
Sure, definitely I'll do
your
that.
Experience?
So if you talk about the history of training, I almost have a experience of 25 years, in the IT industry actually. So I started my journey back in, I always say I started in the 20th century. So now we are in the 21st century. So 97 I started my career actually. So I started as a trainer in fact. And then, I was giving training to different organizations as part of a training company at that point of time. Then for some reason I had to, place myself into another terrain because I had to move to Gulf countries in somewhere in the 2000 I remember. So that time, then I had to take up another kind of a work, and then I started into core IT, basically infrastructure management and other stuff. So, but training was always there, so whenever there's a requirement for infra training or something, they always approach me. So I deliver this to the entire team or to the organization. So that training background is always there with me. But then, later 2012, I just came back from Gulf, and then I started something, my own venture in India, but that didn't work out properly. Then slowly I thought of doing the training thing again seriously, and then I started collaborating with NJC Labs. Then the story,
Right.
because MuleSoft it's really a game changer at that point of time. Because to be honest with you, I'm not a good developer. I always say that, but for some reason I can train people to develop things. That is one thing I've noticed.
That's great. I forgot when did you join? 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
That's a long time, like 7 years now.
Yeah, almost 7 years.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So now in terms of training, right? So in JC perspective, right, we deliver a lot of almost all trainings of MuleSoft. And in terms of number of certified trainers, also I think we have more number of trainers than anybody else in the world.
True.
Are there like all of our how's the training allocations these days? Are we still representing MuleSoft, or if you want to just share the experience with the MuleSoft?
To be honest, so we have been doing Salesforce training very aggressively, extensively in the last 6-7 years. So because we have trainers spread across the globe actually, because we have one trainer is there from Australia. We have Anoop there. Then
Anoop is a MuleSoft ambassador as well. Right?
Yeah, he's a MuleSoft ambassador as well recently, and he's a MuleSoft ambassador. He's also a delivery champion as well. So few very important things which he have achieved recently. And plus he can deliver almost like 6 or 7 different courses he can deliver, including the architecture course. So he is one of our very senior trainer, and we have our senior most trainer is actually in India. So is Shiva actually. So Shiva used to deliver all those trainings initially when we started this, Then at that point of time, there was no virtual trainings. Everything was you have to go to the customer and facing, and then he was traveling a lot during those days. Then we started adding more people to the team. Like me came, then Girish came, then you were always there from UK for the training, because you were handling the UK trainings at that point of time. Uh, so, but India training we had more people. Like Selma was there. Then later on, Saurav and Selma got added to the list. So now we're talking about like 6 7 well, you know, I would say well trained people to train somebody. You know,
Yes,
so
and they are all certified
yeah,
Salesforce
they are
certified.
certified, and we have to go through that special certification program which Salesforce delivers. That is called Train the Trainer program. So we have to train a trainer from an experienced trainer, and once they certify, only we will be able to do that training. So it's a very uh, I would say it's a very tedious,
Very lengthy
very
process
lengthy
to
process to
yeah.
achieve. Actually, it's not easy to achieve. So this is what with my experience, that's what I have seen. Yeah.
Okay, so we have more number of some 7 6 7 trainers, and we deliver almost all different trainings as well, right?
Yeah, so if you are talking about the content, we can deliver the fundamental course, which is the basic training. Then we have something called Getting Started with Any Point Platform. There is a course. It's a 2 days course basically. So from that point onwards, we have the most advanced course of architecture level courses like platform architecture, integration architecture. These type of courses we are delivering. We are capable of delivering production ready practices, development ready practices, data weave courses, specialized courses. So this language proficiency, that's very important for a developer actually to get that proficiency, because without data weave skills you cannot go and do any kind of transformations, which we all know that transformation, that is the core thing about MuleSoft if you're talking about. So we are capable of, and not only that, we also deliver operations courses like runtime fabric, then flex gateway, all these type of courses we are delivering. We have customized content as well to so that we can deliver custom
Right.
courses. For example, maybe a customer is coming and saying, for example, recently we had a requirement from one of the banking customer. So they had to, they want somewhere in the middle. Actually, it cannot be a fundamental course, but it may not be any a complete integration architecture. Somewhere in the middle we have to bring it. So we customized our own content, and we delivered a 7 days course recently. And a lot of such requirements, it's definitely it's possible. Yeah.
So to summarize this different type of courses, so we have courses for enterprise architects, architecture courses, operational courses, and developers
True.
related, and we deliver all different type of
That's correct.
courses. And on top of that, the bespoke courses, we prepare our own materials to provide bespoke. And if it's standard course, we deliver via Salesforce and MuleSoft, or otherwise.
Yeah, we have both the options basically. So because if somebody is saying, if the customer is saying, okay, the standard fundamentals, we have to enable our in-house team in the MuleSoft at a fundamentals level. Definitely, we can go with the Salesforce content, and we can deliver that within 5 days. So that is one track. And like you mentioned, if you want to have a customized bespoke kind of a platform, that kind of a training model, that is also possible, because where they always get a little more addition to what is there than from the fundamentals course. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Sandeep, we now offer different type of trainings as well, right? So architecture, operations, and development. So there are almost how many trainings we have? I think I even forgot the number of 13?
Yeah. So yeah, I think we are capable of delivering almost 12 to 13 different type of trainings.
Right.
As part of the Salesforce program, we have programs like the basic Getting Started with Any Point Platform. That is a 2 days course. Then we have 5 days program for fundamentals, which enables people to certify for the level 1 certification. Then we have advanced level courses like data weave specialized courses are there. Then production ready courses, which actually make them capable of taking the level 2 certification, and development course ready courses, and production ready courses, integration courses. Then also we have operations courses, which actually very essential for the platform architects, like how they set up any point platform, how they configure this stuff, especially runtime fabric. How can we deploy runtime fabric? How can we do flex gateway? So different deployment models are there from MuleSoft perspective.
Okay.
So
Yeah, the good thing about this operations training is, right, since we are doing the implementation for customers also, we can really train what is actually happening. Now we did a recent production rollout for
yeah,
OpenShift, right?
exactly.
So you
So
did that.
OpenShift was really something which I don't know whether uh, a lot of customers are there available in the across the globe. If you look at it, the people have gone on production with OpenShift. Maybe you will find very few customers. We are one of uh, the partner who did that successfully. Recently we did that. So it was runtime fabric on top of OpenShift. So customer
So that
want
was a migration.
that was a migration, in fact, because they were using the appliance model,
Mm.
which is actually end of life now. So going on, I think finishing end of service by this February 2025, if I'm not mistaken. So after that, it is not available. So they didn't have a choice, so they have to go for the migration. So we recommended that, because the challenge with them was we could go for different type of migrations, but they wanted their bare metal VM servers has to be used, and they that is the reason we suggested OpenShift for them.
Right, yeah.
So
And then I think that project was a massive success, right? We did not even spend 50, 60 hours for each environment, right? Less
yeah,
than that
true.
after the initial.
So if I remember, dev environment we completed in 40 hours.
Right.
And production even in less hours actually we completed.
And we automated all of
we
that, and we
automated
have
everything.
scripted, yeah.
We have the script, and they were using the DevOps for deployment. So with the help of this, the target was changed to that DevOps configuration scripts, everything changed, and it went very smoothly actually, the deployment.
So then, in order to train this to customers, or since you implement all of this, training is not usually it's not a big thing, right?
Yeah, that is one advantage people get when they go with NJC labs, because we are not only a training company, we are an integration partner as well. So we are coming from a lot of integration background. So when we train people, we will ensure that people are really getting enabled in that field, because we know what the expectation from the customer, what are the problems, the real time scenarios they face. So we can train them accordingly, and that actually helping us to create the customized trainings. So that is one advantage NJC is having at this point.
So when I was delivering trainings in UK, right, or globally in the past from 2016, I was always representing as Salesforce and MuleSource. So how about, are we, most of our trainings are still via Salesforce, or we do a direct engagement with how
See,
customers?
definitely, majority of trainings are it's come from Salesforce side, because we are still the training partner with Salesforce. So as a partner, definitely Salesforce will approach us whenever there is a requirement for training. So we are allocating our resources according to their requirement, and we deliver like that. That is one model we always follow, and which is the well-known model right now. But since we are coming from an integration background, so the advantage with us, like I mentioned earlier, we do get lot of requirement from training as part of our delivery, because once we complete the delivery, definitely for most of the companies, MuleSoft might be a new product. So they want their IT team or developers to be trained in this particular technology, which they always approach, because since we are the training company as well, so they always approach us, and we can understand their problems really well, because we have done the actual project, right? We have done the delivery, so we can enable such a team or their team members in any type of courses like fundamentals or architectural courses or whatever. We can train them. We can like a bespoke kind of approach we can take here, and we do create our own content for this purpose, our own materials for this purpose. And because most of these are customized training, because we may have to include a lot of custom content to it. So We have to
Right.
customize it in such a way that customer get the benefit out of it.
And
So-
you do this type of bespoke training with the different customers globally?
Yeah, in fact, recently we have done a couple of trainings in UK because I traveled all the way from here to
Oh, right.
UK.
Okay. You were in UK, London
Yeah,
for
I
some
was
time.
there for 12 days. It was very, I mean, it was in April, but still I was not able to manage with the climatic conditions. But
Uh-huh. So April also it was too cold for you.
yeah, so I mean, at one point it was going up to 4 degree, 5 degree, and it's too windy as well. So yeah, climate is a different story. But when you're talking about this train, but that was a very good experience for us actually, because that was one of the uh, banking company which came from Ghana. So they were really interested in our training actually, and they wanted to, I mean, in fact they are already having MuleSoft, but their delivery was not working properly. They had issues in the internal delivery at that point of time. They were not trained properly in that technology, so they approached us, and then we gave them a customized training in that point.
So since it was banking industry or a domain, so did we add a lot of topics related to security, I suppose, right? Is that what the main requirement was from customer?
True, true. So that is why I said this customization comes into picture. So because we can add lot of things which is related to banking, whether it is open banking or whether it is HTTPS communication or secure transactions. These are all very very sensitive things for a bank actually. So how we do this in MuleSoft? How can we implement this? Such things in a normal training, if you want to get it, probably you may have to take multiple courses. But since we are doing a customer to a B2B kind of a training, we can collaborate all these things in one course, and we can deliver it. Maybe a 5 days course can be extended to a 7 days course or a 9 days course, so that we can add all the relevant topics which is required for that industry, whether it is banking or manufacturing or any industry related to that industry, any specific topic they want to combine into this program, we can do that. So that is an
Definitely,
advantage you get.
Yeah, I remember. I think we were writing content for our training in terms of O2, like policies and JWTs, because the customer was looking for such
Looking
things,
for
and
it.
encryption of payload using different.
And they were really interested in that, because see, usual fundamentals training we know, because we are just making them making them capable of doing the complete life cycle of an API. That is what we normally do in our trainings, right? So we go from the design phase to build phase to deployment phase. Then we may help them applying some policies on. This is the usual standard practice of training. But since it's a banking customer, they were really interested in HTTPS. They were interested in, like you mentioned, the OAuth, how it is implemented, how additional policies, how API manager, how effectively it can be used for implementing such policies. Then one more extra thing we did was, I forgot actually. So there was one more topic was there which is especially related to banking. So that also we covered in that training program. So the point is, we can customize anything. So it is not that this is there, that is there. It's not that predefined modules we are not giving. We are giving them totally custom version of training we are giving to them. Yeah.
Right. And as part of our delivery model, right, we give this 5 to 10 days custom bespoke training, and apart from that, do we also? I think in one of the customer we also did that. Couple of customers we spend a lot of time with the customer to enable the internal teams, right? Say, as part of the first project, we took some of the customers, developers into our team, and they were shadowing us and making sure they were able to get upskilled during that overall delivery life cycle as well, right? So we have couple of customer engagements like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, yes, it was there. So because the advantage of that is, so like I mentioned earlier, since we are the integration partner as well, we have experienced lot of such scenarios, and we know what is exactly happening there. So with that background, because for me the advantage is I am a project delivery team as well as in the training delivery team. So it's a combination of both. So that is gives us a lot of advantage, because if you are only a training delivery person, sometimes you may not be understanding the practical difficulties in a particular project. Because if you have faced that problem, if you have experienced that challenge, then only you will realize the actual pain of the customer. Then only we can deliver your training according to their requirement. That is where all these
Correct.
type of things comes up. Yeah.
Right, right. So to summarize our conversation, right? So what we are saying is, if we have got if you as a customer has got a requirement in terms of training and enablement, please reach out to us. Then we will be happy to support you in any sort of enablement requirements in terms of MuleSoft. Be it architecture, design, delivery, operationalization of your platform, or even the implementation phase, right? So we could enable your team, we could be part of your team, and deliver projects much faster, right? So that's the idea. So I think thank you, Sandeep. I think it was great having a discussion with you, and
Yeah, thanks, Vijay. It
uh,
was nice talking to you. Thank you so
yeah,
much. Yeah.
right.